Hi, I'm Daisy.
And I'm Violet.
And we're not nominated for anything.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the Two Kids on a Couch musical revival episode.
Woo! This time we're going to talk about all the shows nominated for Best Revival of a Musical. Those nominees are
On the Town,
On the 20th Century,
and The King and I. Let's jump right into it, Violet.
Okay. The first show we're going to talk about is On the 20th Century. This Cole Porter classic, starring Kristen Chenoweth and Peter Gallagher, follows an egotistical showgirl and an equally egotistical producer as they each find themselves on a train heading towards Grand Central Station. The task? The producer, who's on his fourth flop, has to convince Kristen Chenoweth to be in his show to make himself a success.
On the 20th Century garnered 5 nominations this year.
Best Revival of a Musical.
Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Musical for Kristen Chenoweth.
Best Performance by an Actor in a Featured Role in a Musical for Andy Carl.
Best Scenic Design of a Musical.
And Best Costume Design of a Musical.
In terms of Best Scenic Design and Best Costume Design, I think it's got as good a shot as any.
Yeah.
But not like...
They're pretty impressive.
Yeah, but I mean, not like...
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
I heard wonderful things about Andy Carl as featured actor. I don't think he'll win based on some of the other competition, Christian Borle. But I think he did very good, and I think he deserved the nomination.
I think out of all the nominees, Kristen Chenoweth is the most likely to take home a Tony for the show, but she's up against a pretty stiff competition. People like Kelly O'Hara, who we'll talk about later in the video. So we're rooting for her, but, I mean...
I wouldn't put my money on it. As for Best Revival, I'd be surprised. For most of what I heard, it was kind of a silly musical. Kristen Chenoweth did a great job.
Amazing.
But there wasn't a lot of meat behind it, so I'd be surprised if it wins Best Revival.
But not disappointed.
No, it's a good show. I'm glad it's on Broadway.
Yeah. The next musical nominated for Best Revival of a Musical is On the Town. On the Town is about 3 young sailors who've just arrived in port in New York City and they are ready to have a good time. It's filled with lots of kind of body humor, it's a lot of fun, there's a lot of big dance numbers. They actually have a couple of company members from New York City Ballet came in to do the show, and it's doing pretty well.
It's been running for a long time. November, I think?
Yes, it made the Broadway transfer in November after running at Paper Mill for several months preceding. It was kind of a long shot to make the Broadway jump, but they're hoping it's going to pay off, and with all the Tony nominations it earned, it just might.
And those nominations are Best Revival of a Musical,
Best Choreography,
Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Musical for Tony Yazbek,
and Best Direction of a Musical for John Rando.
I've actually heard good things about the direction of the show. John Rando had a hard task of taking a musical that a lot of people thought would be dusty and old, and really brought new life to it and made it applicable to modern day audiences. I don't know that it'll win, but it was good.
Good job, John! Tony Yazbek was in it.
He did good.
I don't think he'll win.
I think he got a pretty good shot at Best Choreography.
I would give On the Town Best Edge for choreography, except for American in Paris, I think is going to edge it out in the end.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tight race between those two.
It is, but I heard the choreography was fantastic, and there were a lot of amazing dancers, amazing singers. Good show. In terms of Best Revival, I think On the Town put up a good fight, but I don't know if it's going to be able to scrape out the win.
I'd be a little bit surprised. The third and final musical nominated for Best Revival is The King and I. This Rodgers and Hammerstein classic follows one young British schoolteacher as she enters the world of Siam and meets the royalty there, and you see the clashing of Western and Eastern cultures.
The King and I brought in a hefty 9 nominations this year, including
Best Revival of a Musical,
Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Musical for Kelly O'Hara,
Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Musical for Ken Watanabe,
Best Performance by an Actress in a Featured Role in a Musical for Ruthie Ann Miles,
Best Scenic Design of a Musical,
Best Costume Design of a Musical,
Best Lighting Design of a Musical,
Best Direction of a Musical for Bartlett Sher,
and Best Choreography. I'd be surprised if it wins Best Choreography.
In terms of Best Direction, normally I would say no, but it's doing really well and it takes a good director to take an old show and make it new, so Bartlett's got a shot.
I've no doubt the lighting design is impressive, but I don't think it'll win.
Costumes? It's got a shot, actually.
Yeah, I can see it winning. I haven't seen enough photos of the set to be sure on scenic design, but I know we've had some really impressive musicals this year, so I'll be surprised if it wins.
In terms of Ruthie Ann, I haven't heard much about her performance specifically, but I know that the role she's casted isn't typically one that wins a lot of awards. It doesn't have that kind of depth, that kind of connection with the audience, so probably not.
But props to her for getting nominated for it. As for Ken Watanabe, I've heard he's also very good, and it's a good role, but I'd be surprised if he wins, because there's some good competition there.
Yeah. Kelly O'Hara, I think, has a real shot. She isn't our top pick, but she's been getting some rave reviews, and a lot of people say she's the reason to go see the show, so it's very possible she'll take home the Tony this year.
And she's had some really great roles recently, so a lot of people think she's overdue for a Tony. And finally, for Best Revival of a Musical, I think it's the best contender.
I think it is too.
All three of them are very good, but I think this is probably has the best shot of winning revival.
I would agree.
King and I. The other revivals this year that were nominated for some awards in our honorable mention category.
Gigi.
And Sideshow.
Haha, nope. So, that's the musical revivals up on Broadway this season. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to submit your entry for hashtag Tony Qualifications.
Be sure to tune in next time for our episode on original plays.
And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Because I know everything about everything.
Yeah, you do.
So I'm qualified to be a host. I'm qualified to be toast.
Nope, not gonna do that.
No!
Not gonna do that.
We're not gonna do that! Oh man! Best costume design of a musical. What's wrong with us?